All right, let's just jump right into it. The very fabric of the internet, the one we all use every single day, is being rewoven right under our noses. And the main culprit? You guessed it, artificial intelligence. So, welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're exploring how AI is rewriting the internet faster than Trump changing his tariff rate. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi future we're talking about. It's happening right now, and it's completely changing how we find information, who we trust, and yeah, who actually gets paid for creating the stuff we read and watch. I'm talking about news sites, review blogs, maybe even your favorite creator on YouTube. AI is quietly moving in, which means, and this is kind of wild, the next restaurant review you read might be written by a bot that has literally never eaten sushi. So let's start with part one, the bot-written internet. We're going to look at how AI basically became the new front page for all of us. Now, if that sounds a little unsettling, hey, don't worry. We're going to walk you through all this chaos with the charm of actual humans who, still occasionally think for themselves. Here's the fundamental shift. It used to be you'd go to a search engine, get a list of links, and you'd click one. Now, more and more, people are just asking a chatbot a question and getting a direct answer. Tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity are scraping the whole web for info and just serving you up a neat little summary, often without you ever having to visit the website where it came from. And this is not a small trend, not at all. A recent survey found that 27% of users in the US and 13% of the UK are already using these AI tools instead of a normal search engine. That's a huge shift in how we behave online, and it's happening crazy fast. Which brings us to our next section, and it's a big one. If AI is the one answering all the questions, what happens to the websites that used to get all those clicks? Where do they all go? This really breaks it down perfectly. The old way was simple, right? You search, you get links, you click. That click, that was currency. It generated ad revenue, maybe led to a subscription. But the AI way, it jumps in front of you, the user, before you ever get to the source. The whole value chain is just broken. And the consequences for publishers? Oh, they are catastrophic. Let's just run through some numbers. Since 2019, the Mirror's presence on Google has plummeted by a staggering 80%. And it's not an isolated case. The Mail has lost more than half of its traffic in that exact same period. We're talking about a massive industry-wide collapse in visibility. You might think, well, what about the specialty sites with loyal subscribers? They must be safe, right? Wrong. Even the Financial Times saw a 21% drop in traffic this spring alone. This is affecting everyone. And it's not just news sites feeling the burn. Look at which areas are getting hit the hardest. While media is definitely taking a punch, science, education, and especially health information are being affected even more severely. The exact places where you really want a trustworthy source. So what does this all mean? It means the gateway to the open web, the very thing that allowed creators and journalists to build a business online, is being slammed shut by these new AI gatekeepers. Okay, so if the creators aren't getting traffic and they're not getting paid, what happens next? Well, this leads us to a really chilling possibility, the moment when AI starts to eat itself. I mean, it's a pretty simple economic question, isn't it? If you take away the financial incentive for journalists, researchers, and expert reviewers to do their work, why would they keep doing it? And there's your answer. The well of high-quality, human-made information that these AI models are drinking from, it's going to go dry. They need fresh data to stay relevant, but they're actively killing the ecosystem that produces it. This could lead to something called the Hall of Mirrors. Just imagine an internet where AI just endlessly summarizes other AI summaries, all based on an increasingly stale pool of human knowledge. It becomes this bizarre feedback loop of recycled and maybe even wrong information. And this isn't just about news. Think about product reviews. The AI summarizes them, but it has no idea how to tell a real, honest review from a paid, fake one. So the human reviewers you used to trust lose their audience, and your ability as a consumer to make a smart choice, it just evaporates. But it's not all doom and gloom. The humans are fighting back. So let's look at some of the really clever ways creators and publishers are trying to adapt and, survive in this brave new world. Now, this is fascinating. Some creators are using tools that add this invisible, imperceptible noise to their work. To you and me, it looks or sounds totally normal, but to an AI scraper, it's just garbled junk. And if the AI tries to learn from it, it actually corrupts its own training data. It's like a digital poison pill. Pretty cool, right? Publishers are fighting on multiple fronts too. We're seeing huge lawsuits like the New York Times suing OpenAI. They're using tech to block AI crawlers from their sites. They're trying to cut licensing deals, and this is a big one, they're doubling down on personal brands. The idea is that you'll follow a specific journalist you trust, not just a generic website. And this gets to a fundamental danger. AI chatbots are incredibly fluent. They sound so confident, so authoritative. But as this quote points out, we often mistake that fluency for actual intelligence. The illusion that it's brilliant is strongest when we're asking about something we don't already understand, so we can't tell if the answer is profound or just profoundly wrong. And that is exactly why human-led explainers like this one are more important than ever. So while you're here, hey, hit subscribe and spread the word. Our show is way more fun than doom scrolling. And of course, credit where it's due, our producer, FireflyHaku, who somehow wrangles all this tech talk without accidentally starting Skynet. Thanks for hanging out with us. Share the explainer love and definitely come back for round 2.